I happened to see this on the news about Gary, Indiana. Gary has been without power for about 2 weeks now. They're devolving into like Africa-like conditions, I would imagine, without power. Here's a video talking about this.
This is the fridge. Everything has been thrown out. So this is where my room is. I offered us some of these to kind of assist with the outages. I'm just lucky and blessed that I was able to have that type of stuff or even money for that. Everyone didn't. This is the second week now. So, I mean, it's only, we can.
One of the things you notice that I couldn't help but notice is that she's a hairstylist. And so with the power being out for 10 days, where are all these black women getting their hair done? Interesting.
Be used to it, but it's not okay for us to be used to it. It's not okay for us to continually be in survival mode. It got some charge to it.
How you doing?
Can we put it in?
So there you see power is not expected to be restored until Tuesday. Here's something interesting that I noticed on Twitter. And this is a tweet, and it's actually an update by Twitter, apparently. And you'll see this tweet here saying this is part of the reason why the power continues to be out. I'll bring up the tweet. And so for 11 days, isn't yet another example of environmental racism. Someone says it's so disgusting. But if you scroll down a bit, I think there's a added context. The power outage was caused by severe storms on August 11th affecting Northwest Indiana. Restoration in Gary was further delayed after utility crews were shot at on August 14th, temporarily pausing work. These would be the people responsible for tree cutting, stuff like that. And here is the reader context. Shots fired at a utility vehicle during power restoration efforts in Gary, Indiana. So apparently it is true. And here's
some Gary, Indiana residents who've been without power for days, now frustrated and
look how high the grass is.
angry after learning that efforts to restore their service may be temporarily halted after a NIPSCO utility truck is hit by gunfire.
It's utterly disgusting, yes, for the people to come out and shoot it up, but this should have been a priority.
Even though NIPSCO says power restoration work has resumed in Gary after it was paused for a little while when one of the utility's vehicles was shot at, some residents are still frustrated that they don't have any service. They haven't had any power since Tuesday.
We're number one in terms of outages, but we're the last in terms of service. That doesn't make any sense. What the county is showing us is where we stand in terms of that priority.
According to Gary Police, the incident happened around 1:30 Saturday morning in the 200 block of Rutledge Street. Officers say the vehicle was hit twice, but the workers were unharmed. Investigators are hoping to recover any evidence to help them determine if the attack was targeted or intentional.
The vehicle that they were driving is not similar to what usually a utility truck would be. It was a small SUV that's like a passenger car, and so we're trying to understand the dynamics of the case.
We're trying to figure out why they shot at the utility truck, as opposed to why they were just shooting it all in anyone.
In a statement, a spokesperson for NIPSCO writes in part, NIPSCO is aware of a serious incident overnight in Gary involving our crews supporting our ongoing storm restoration efforts. We are working closely with law enforcement and gathering additional information. Gary Mayor Eddie Milton says his office is coordinating with the utility at their request to have the Gary Police, Indiana State Police, and the National Guard to provide security for crews as they work to restore power.
I want to assure the public that we're going to do everything that's possible, that restoration of power is going to happen within the time frame that NIPSCO said it would be.
Notice this black, he's putting all the onus on the power company. He's saying they're going to get it back on by the time they say they're going to get it back on. But what about providing security for these people to come out and work safely? He doesn't put any onus on the community to provide a safe work environment for something they desperately need, the power. He just wants these people to come and turn their power back on so they can get back on their Xbox and PlayStation and charging up their phone in the comfort of their own home. Where are the kings and the queens, the people that built this country, to go out and turn these people's lights back on? Where are the sports athletes and all the entertainers to focus on this community? There has to be plenty of famous people, Michael Jackson families from Gary, Indiana. Where are the blacks that built this country to come in and make sure that these power workers can at least have a safe environment? They can't do that, yet they demand the power company come out and work while people are actively shooting at them. These blacks really are placing a lot of demands on America. Really amazing.
Now, Gary police are continuing to investigate. In the meantime, residents say they were told that their service should be back online by Friday, but now are wondering with this latest incident how long they'll have to wait to get their power back. Reporting from Gary, Indiana, Evelyn Holmes, ABC 7 Eyewitness News.
This is a classic example of a handful of blacks destroying it for thousands of blacks. They've shot at the utility repairmen, and I'm sure that the utility repairmen are saying, hey, we're not going back out there till you can guarantee us security. They can live without the lights for all we care. It's not worth our livelihood to give these blacks lights. And here are the blacks sitting in the dark because of a handful of their blacks have made it bad for everyone. Once again, I am John Goff, the Urban Landlord. Thank you for watching.